And this day in 1863, the 54th Massachusetts Infantry, the nation's first all African-American regiment, leads an attack on the Confederate troops at Fort Wagner, South Carolina. This is the event that the movie Glory is based upon, from what I understand. And this was the first time that African-American men were allowed to fight for their freedom. So a very significant event, and that's 1863, July 18th. So anyway, we're running a little bit late today. We had another really good practice. We're using our entire 3 hours because we're doing a lot of things leading up to the actual practice itself. We're doing lifting and activation and shooting and so on and so forth. But another very positive day.
Awesome, thanks. We'll just get through as many as we can until one of the guys is ready. So we'll start with Dwayne.
Good morning, Rick. When Seth Curry left last year to go to Portland, what was it about his game that made you guys say, hey, we got to go back and get this guy?
Well, was it last year or was it 2 years ago? It's hard to remember exactly. Look, he's a historically elite shooter, in this league. And, unfortunately he had, a health issue his last year with us before coming back. He was able to get that resolved. The year he had in Portland was terrific. It started out a little bit slow, but it got momentum as the season went along. And by the end, he was a real factor with them all year long. But they made a pretty deep playoff run to the second round, and he was a big part of that.
Great, thanks. Next up is Tim Reynolds.
Hi, Rick. Eric Spoelstra told us last night that he and Quinn talked, that I guess they played their first preseason game against each other. And they talked a little bit about, what do you want to work on? Do you want to work on this? Do you want to work on that? Do you think those preseason games or scrimmages, whatever we're calling them, are going to have a little bit of a controlled feel just because of how unusual this whole thing is?
Possibly. This is a different situation, in all areas, really. And my understanding is that the first scrimmage is going to be shorter quarters, most likely 10-minute quarters. And also from what I'm hearing, I don't believe the first one will be broadcast. We get to the second and third, those will be regulation 12 minutes, and they will be broadcast and they will be presented, as real actual NBA games. So I do think that there's some latitude, to do some different things. Not coincidentally, you got an Eastern coach talking about a scrimmage with a Western team that they're not going to see again. They won't see again. And so that situation presents, a little more probably friendly, situation. But I think anything's in play with this. That's one of the things that I love about it. It's just a really unique thing all the way around.
Great, thanks. Next up is Brad.
Hey, Coach. It's been a couple of days since we checked in with you. Do you have a status update on Kid Gilchrist? And Eagle Eye Mavs fans have also been scouring social media for a Trey Burke sighting. Is there anything you can tell us about?
It's logistics. That's about what I can tell you on that. I do think we're closer to getting those guys here, but beyond that, I really can't say anything else just because of stipulations and regulations and all that kind of stuff. But
right.
The hope is to get those guys here sooner than later.
All right, thank you.
Okay, next up will be Callie.
Hey, Rick, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you, but I can't hear you as well as the others. Can you eat the microphone or do something like
How's this?
get closer? Yeah, that's better. That's better.
All right, good deal. So I've talked to some of the players about what it's like to have young kids back at home and how they're kind of understanding and grasping where their dads are, how they've been gone so long. I'm curious, obviously Abby gets it, but what is she quarantine situation?
You cut off. You said she obviously gets it, but what?
But what does she kind of think about where you are right now? And, is she happy to have dad gone for a while, or is she, you guys talking every time and missing her?
Listen, it's hard. It's hard on the families all around. I mean, Abby's 16. She does understand, but we have, we have at least one Zoom call a day. And, I got a call from her yesterday morning, just saying, hey, Dad, I just want to talk to you. I miss you. And, it's, just that kind of thing warms my heart. It makes me sad in a certain way. But, this is a time when, we all have to be resourceful. We all got to, find a way to cope with the absence of family and do it in a way that, helps us appreciate our loved ones even more. They say that, space can be good for relationships. This is a little more than space. I mean, this is like, outer space, it's like you're eons away. The days are going fast, but it's going to be a lot of days. But I think everybody is trying to cope with it as best they can, but it's a big challenge.
Okay, and next we'll go to Saad.
Hey, Rick, you've talked about, allowing this unprecedented access that you have. I'm curious, was this with a short-term vision for you where you're trying to make sure the fans are involved and enjoying it, or also is there a long-term vision of like what this means for history? And along those lines, how important has it been that Chopper has been able to get your trust and the players' trust?
Yeah, I mean, this is a free-for-all down here, man. I mean, you guys should be down here. This is, we're giving all access. We're allowing writers to watch practice. I mean, it's just like, it's like Christmas every day, for you guys. So you guys are missing out. And where's Townsend? I hear he's down here, but I haven't seen him yet. Is he going to be coming to practice, or what's the deal there? Oh, still in quarantine.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, enjoy the room service and take care of yourself.
I think he'll be emerging from quarantine soon.
Yeah, and listen, I mean, just to I guess further answer your question. Yeah, I mean, this is a long-term thing. This is this is historic. We want there to be a documentation of everything that's going on, and because this is such an unusual absence from our fans, I feel like it's really important to give them as much access as possible. I mean, Mavs Instagram has got better stuff than they've ever had. Mavs Twitter, I mean, you name it. The players are getting stuff from Chopper. It's for their individual Instagram accounts and other social accounts. And so, I mean, we're having a blast here. This has really been fun.
All right. With that, Rick, we'll let you head off, and maybe you can start an Instagram account that we can all follow. Dorian's on his way, everybody.
Yeah, thanks.